So imagine mo if you invested in Apple maybe like less than 2 months ago, you
Yeah.
would have made already like close to 30% or
Mm-hmm.
even more sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
right there. So kumbaga, bumibili ka ng products nila, kumakain ka
Yeah.
sa McDonald's, at the same time, nag-i-invest ka rin sa kanila. So it's a win-win
Mm-hmm.
actually.
Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel and to another episode of Success Story. So for today, we will be inspired by the story of Mr. Jeff Guo. So just to give you a quick background of Mr. Jeff Guo, he is the eToro Senior Business Development Associate and he is the eToro's Philippine correspondent that is responsible for growing and expanding the brand as well as the day-to-day operations of eToro in the Philippines. So through his journey at eToro, Jeff has helped thousands of people or Filipinos specifically to gain access to the trading global markets. Okay, so for today, ayan, pag-uusapan natin ngayon is exploring the global market. So, alamin natin the basics on how to trade in stock markets globally. So, we are going global right now. And I want you also to be inspired by his story on how he landed in a job kasi he's based in Hong Kong right now. So, yeah, if you are interested, keep on watching.
Dreaming of setting up your own business?
Kasi we have so much to learn.
Agriculture and digitalization.
Hi, Sir Jeff Guo. Welcome to my channel.
I'm
And
happy
yeah,
to be here.
how are you, sir? How are you in Hong Kong?
Uh, it's been safe. It's been safe, all things considered. You know, coronavirus protests, but it's been okay.
Ang dami, dalawa talaga yung ano,
Magsabay.
coronavirus and ano. Okay, so I hope you're doing well then and your family here in the Philippines. So for us, we're okay naman. Mag-GGCQ na rin.
Yun na, malapit na. In 3 days.
Yeah. Okay. And ano, I want to thank you personally for being part or sharing ngayon. So, madaming viewers natin yung matututo regarding the global market. I think kasi most of our our viewers ngayon are looking for ways on how they can grow their money, paano ba sila mag-start with investing. So, we're very lucky to have you here. Yeah. So, just a quick back. Yes. Sir Jeff, although I already gave them a bit of your background about about your job right now. So just to give us a quick your experience here and sa eToro also.
Yes, of course, happy to share. So I've been at eToro for about 2 years now. Almost 2 years anniversary ko na. And
Wow, congrats.
thank you. Hopefully I stay longer. Hopefully they want me longer. But it's been a very fun journey, especially for me because I came from the Philippines. I was born and raised there, studied there, and I was also exposed to the local markets there as well. So I wasn't, because I was pretty young then, I wasn't exactly a trader in the PSE, more of investing. So I invested in local stocks as well, like JFC was doing very well pa at that time, when I was there. And then I found some difficulties there as well. Obviously, as a beginner, saan ka ba hanap ng news? Saan ka ba hanap ng support? And also opening the account, stuff like this. But you know, you're young, you're very interested to learn. So you're like, okay, you forge ahead. Eventually, so I moved here to Hong Kong for my MBA. So I'm taking my MBA at Hong Kong University. Been at it for 2 years now. Hopefully, I graduate pretty soon. But yeah, so when I came here, actually, it was a good chance because Hong Kong is a very big financial center, right? So it was a good chance for me to also get into the financial markets as well, the global financial markets. And you know, eToro was actually the right time for both of us. eToro was really starting in Asia, really putting their foot in Asia, and myself as well. I was also starting in terms of the global financial markets too. So it was a good mix. In terms of my experience as well here at eToro, it's been very fun. In the 2 years, I've been to, I can't even count how many events here. And I've also met a lot of our clients. It's also very nice kasi, di ba, eToro is very online. It's an online broker, right? But nang pansin natin is sa mga Pilipino, you still want the personal connection, right? Like, kilala ko kung sino talaga yung account manager ko, kung sino ba talaga yung mga behind sa eToro. So it's very nice whenever we have events, we try to meet as much people as possible and as much mentors as possible as well, right? So it's been very fun.
Yeah, you are so young, and it's really inspiring, no, to hear na you landed in that job in Hong Kong because you're also taking your MBA. Ang galing, you're investing in yourself, right? So yun talaga yung mga yung mga dapat nating ginagawa ngayon para alam mo na.
Habang may oras, right? Since naka-lockdown din naman.
I think there's a lot of information naman in the internet, online also, even mga online schools, diba, na you can actually learn a lot of things. So yeah, and Sir Jeff, I heard that you also have experience in investing in local markets. So what do you think is the difference, or like for us that kunwari I'm just starting, do you think it's better to start with local or I can go global agad? So
actually that's very interesting because a lot of people ask me that as well. Kasi nga, we have a lot of people, normally from what we've seen in Filipinos, right? It's two things. Number one is bago ka talaga, like no experience at all. Wanting to get into it. The other one is meron kang experience in the local markets like myself, kumbaga, and you're trying to see if there's a possibility to go global. What I would say is you don't have to choose. Kasi it's still nice to invest in your local markets. Actually, I would recommend it. Kasi number one, you're helping the local economy, right? You're investing in the local companies like JFC, San Miguel, PLDT, Ayala, right? You're investing in local companies, you're helping them grow basically, right? But at the same time, may mga shortcomings din. So one of the things that we've seen, for example, is in terms of trading and investing, there's not too much liquidity. Liquidity in the sense na hindi ganun karami pa yung nagpa-participate, right? Pag tinanong mo mga kaibigan mo, ilan ba talaga sa kanila ang nag-i-invest sa local stock market? It's growing, but still not as much as we would want. Ang naging problema doon is, as an investor, meron ka ng stock ng Jollibee, for example, and then you want to sell it, sometimes hindi maganda yung opportunity to sell it kasi walang bibili sa kabila. Something like this. The good thing with global markets is that you're participating, not just, hindi lang mga Pilipino na yung nag-i-invest, but you have Americans, you have Europeans, you have everywhere, like people. So kung meron kang stock, let's say Facebook stock na gusto mong ibenta, immediately meron na kagad taong bibili yung ng Facebook stock from you, something like this. So I would say if you're starting out whether you're starting out investing or if you're afraid of the global markets, you don't have to choose. You can do both. Like for example, you can open an account with a global broker, and then you can also open an account in the local market as well, right? So it works both ways. You don't have to choose basically.
Okay, so Sir Jeff, in terms of para ways on investing, is there a big difference between the local or the global? So may difference ba sila?
So actually, in terms of the process itself, it's pretty straightforward. It's roughly the same. Kaya kung may experience ka na investing locally, hindi na siya ganun kahirap, I guess, investing globally. Kasi for example, right, the main step is number one, you open a brokerage account. Right? If you're local, then you go to, for example, the big brokers like Call Financial, BDO, First Metrosec, BPI as well. Right? You go to the brokers, you open an account there. Same thing din sa global markets, right? You look for, I should say eToro, but for example, there's other brokers as well, right? You have eToro, you have IG, you have Interactive Brokers, stuff like this. So you pick your broker and then you open an account. Right? And eventually, once may account ka na, you fund your account, right? Find a way to deposit. In the Philippines, mabilis siya because you can just deposit to the bank account, right?
Yeah.
For global, that's some of the problems. Sa iba mahirap mag-deposit. We're happy to say sa eToro na we also accept local deposits, so local online banking.
Oh yeah, okay.
But yeah, so you deposit your account, and once you have money in your account, yun, pipili ka na lang. It's up to you na. Kung meron ka ng pera sa account mo, it's up to you whatever you want to invest in, right? If you want to invest in Jollibee in local, go ahead. If you want to invest in Facebook abroad, go ahead. So it's actually, the steps are very same actually.
But for me, parang kunwari ako, it's really, alam mo yun, ang sarap sa pakiramdam when you say, I am part owner
Of this company,
Facebook.
yeah. It's actually
Facebook.
right?
Diba?
Actually, yun yung big selling point natin in the sense that like wherever you go, you go to the mall, for example, right? Punta ka sa SM, yung SM mismo, pwede ka mag-invest sa SM, right? Through the local stocks. Once nasa loob ka na ng SM, yung mga tindahan doon or yung mga shops doon, you can invest in them as well, right? You can invest in McDonald's, you can invest in what's this called? I don't know, Starbucks, right? Apple, mga Apple na tindahan na nakita mo, you can invest in a lot of things there. So kumbaga, bumibili ka ng products nila, kumakain ka sa McDonald's, at the same time, nag-i-invest ka rin sa kanila. So it's a win-win actually.
Actually, I was thinking kasi, kasi most of Filipinos, pag may dumating na Apple, diba, usually every year, nagpapalit sila ng cellphone. Mas if mag-ano ka muna, maglaylo ka muna, 1 year, wag ka muna magpalit ng cellphone, invest mo ngayon sa Apple. Tingnan natin kung gaano kalaki yung ilalago ng pera mo, diba?
It's very nice that you mentioned this actually kasi I'm sure even if hindi ka nag-i-invest in the stock market, I'm sure since nagsimula tong pandemic na to, maraming companies na nababasa mo not just in the Philippines but even global, right? Maraming companies na bumabagsak yung stock price nila. And for example, you brought up Apple, which is very funny kasi si Apple, when yung highest price ni Apple was at about February. So it was at about 320 something yung per share niya. And then because of the pandemic, throughout March, bumagsak siya by 30%. Like 30% drop. And then nowadays, as of right now, halos naabot niya na ulit yung highest level niya. So imagine mo if you invested in Apple maybe like less than 2 months ago, you would have made already like close to 30% or even more sometimes, right? So it's a huge opportunity.
Sobra. At saka actually, Sir Jeff, mas kung this is parang common sense Parang sige, nagkaroon ng pandemic, nahirapan yung mga tao to spend or to buy something new. But then again, 'di ba? Kailangan 'yan yung mga tao talaga kasi ngayon we're going digital We're going digital. A lot of us needs mga ganitong stuff, tech para alam mo 'yon, makasabay tayo and also kasi yung mga work natin minsan if work at home, kailangan natin mas maayos na tech para gamitin. Sobrang
It's actually very funny kasi right now, right, we're using Zoom. So, believe it or not, yung panahon na, yung nagsimula yung pandemic, yung nagsimula mag-lockdown, especially in the US, lahat ng tao, bumili sila ng Zoom. Kasi nakita nila na maraming tao na mag-online conferencing like what we're doing, right? So, bumili sila ng Zoom and turns out, it's a very funny story, turns out, ibang Zoom yung binili nila. So, yeah, merong ibang company na Zoom din yung pangalan, pero Zoom Technologies or something. Basta magkaiba siya, ibang company siya. So, it's a very funny situation. But it tells you, di ba, yung demand ng tao na mag-invest ako sa Zoom kasi nga bumabagsak lahat ng tao pupunta na doon. It's very interesting.
Okay, that Zoom is really lucky, no?
Yeah.
That Zoom company. Okay. Okay, so yeah, now that we have, a little bit background now about how to invest in global market. Now we go now to eToro, which is really your forte. Kasi alam ko na it's really good to know coming from you, no? Kasi ikaw talaga yung first time na naka-experience being in eToro. So just a quick background of the company or yun.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes, I actually have a presentation ready. So
okay,
give me a second.
I love it.
Yeah, nakikita mo yung screen ko.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so, hindi naman nakikita yung mga screen share sa taas. Should I move it?
Actually, hindi siya makikita.
Okay. Sorry. So,
I tried some, na-try ko na yan before. Actually, nakikita mo lang talaga is us.
Yung screen mismo.
The screen, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'll start. So yung part ko is basically I'm going to be talking about passive income, how to earn passive income through investing in the global markets. Again, as I mentioned, you can if you're thinking about investing, you can invest in the local stock markets as well. No problem with that. But you should think about diversifying in the global markets as well. Kasi maraming opportunities out there. Bottom line is, whether it's local, whether it's global, there's a lot of opportunities for you to earn passive income through investing. So it's very simple. Firstly, I just want to introduce again eToro. So eToro, we're an online brokerage. Basically, we're the world's leading social trading platform. Why social trading? I'll show you guys in a minute. But we've now had millions of users, and we operate in over 140 countries now. Not just in Asia, not just in the Philippines, but also in Europe, in the UK. And we have a website as well, so you can do your investing through the website. We also have the app, so you can download it iOS, Android, anywhere basically. Whenever I make a presentation about eToro, or whenever I introduce eToro, I always like going through our vision, really to give everybody an idea where eToro is coming from, why we do what we do basically. So for our side, our vision is opening the global markets for everyone to invest, to trade and invest in a simple and transparent way. Just three things, hindi mo naman kailangan i-memorize to. Kami kailangan namin. Just three things actually. It's the three things you have to remember is number one, everyone. So we want to make investing available for everyone, regardless of mayaman ka, hindi ka mayaman, on the way to mayaman, right? So everyone.
Yes.
And the two things are connected. It's simple and transparent. So simple in the sense na hindi mo na kailangan mag-isip ng masyado marami, or hindi mo na kailangan ng a lot of steps really to invest. And number two is transparent. Kasi traditionally, if you have any experience in finance, if you've seen the movies, traditionally finance is not very transparent. For example, pag nag-invest ka sa insurance, right? You get a statement every once in a while, every 6 months, maybe every year, on where your insurance investments are, right? But at eToro, we're trying to make it even more transparent, so you can see it in real time. To give a background, we have over, actually luma na to eh, we have over 13 million users now. 140 countries. We've opened $450 million in trades. So hindi to pera ng clients, it's actual trades that we've done. We're now at over 700 employees. When I joined eToro 2 years ago, itong exact slide na to, nasa 400 something lang yung number dyan. So now we're at 700, which is very good. And we also have raised $162 million in capital. So itong $162 million na to, hindi siya from clients' funds. These are from foreign investors that want to invest in eToro directly, in the eToro company. In terms of offices, so we get this question very often. At eToro, we now have over 9 offices. So we're present in the US, in the UK, in Europe. Our major Asian office is in Shanghai. Right now, I'm in Hong Kong, pero yung Hong Kong office namin is really more of administrative and customer support office. It's a very small team, but our major force for Asia is in Shanghai. We also have offices in South Africa and in Australia, so very diverse. And moving on, so that's eToro as a company, right? One major thing that we're very happy about sa eToro is to be able to offer zero commission stocks globally. So if you're thinking of right now, for example, in the local market, in the local PSE, you still have to pay commissions. I'm sure you're familiar with it. There's a lot of fees, things like that. Globally, not just at eToro, but other brokers have actually also offered this already, yung zero commission. You can invest without actually paying any commission, but we're proud to say that we're the first one to offer it all over the world. Kasi for example, you have other brokers na sa US lang siya nag-offer ng zero commission, or sa UK lang siya nag-offer ng zero commission. For us, we're able to offer it to 140 countries already. So this is just a very quick, I guess this is a preview. You know, you see Facebook there, you see Amazon, you see Google. Yeah, you can invest in companies like these US companies. You can invest in them without paying any commission at all. So another thing that we would like to point out, I think in napag-usapan nga rin natin, is basically investing in what your passion is, or investing in the companies that you buy from. right? So we have Coca-Cola over there, Pepsi, kahit saang restaurant ka pumunta, it's always these products.
Yeah.
Right? So instead of, aside from just giving them your money, kasi binibili mo yung products nila, you can also earn from them by investing through them, right? You also have Apple, Sony, Google. Just to give you guys a preview. So for example, right, if you're into tech, so I have listed here like Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. I'm sure Netflix, alam nating lahat to.
Yes.
I think masyado marami tayong oras na ipinasok na sa Netflix. But even Microsoft, even Snapchat, Twitter, Pinterest, right? So you can invest in these things if you're into tech. If you're into food, as I mentioned, you have McDonald's, Starbucks, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, even Mondelez. So Mondelez is a major producer, for example, of Toblerone and other brands na kinakain natin all the time. You have P&G, make Safeguard, right? So P&G right here is the producer of Safeguard. So yun, instead of just buying the products themselves, pwede ka mag-invest dun sa kumpanya na yun mismo. We also have, for example, toys. If you're in the process, or
like moms.
Yeah. So we have Walt Disney, Hasbro, Mattel, and these other major retail chains in the US like Walmart and Target.
Favorite ko, Target.
Right? It's very, very like cheap products, low cost products, very affordable, and they're huge, diba? Para siyang SNR nila eh. And it's huge. And you also have Nintendo with all of the games and everything. So these are just a preview. There's a lot more products or companies that you can invest in as well, right? So that's investing in your passion. Again, it's saying that through zero commission, your gains go to you and not your broker, right? So if you have questions, you can always ask me, send me an email afterwards. What I would like to cover next is social investing. In the sense that binanggit ko nga kanina that eToro is the world's leading social trading platform. So ano ba talaga ibig sabihin, right, ng social investing? It's a pretty new concept, I would say, only in the past 3 to 4 years. So here's an example, right? You can kind of consider eToro as the Facebook of finance. So for example, every single stock na pinakita ko kanina, like Facebook, Apple, McDonald's, Starbucks, at eToro, meron siyang parang wall or profile, and then meron kang feed doon. So this is just, for example, a post where you can get updated news about the company. So recently, di ba, nag-announce yata yung Facebook ng Facebook Shops. Right? So it made the waves. So if you think Facebook will do well because of that, then you can invest in it. Right? And here's another fun thing is, again, we have a lot of users. We have over 13 million users now, and you can comment or post about Facebook. So for example, somebody from the UK posted news about different companies. So Amazon, Facebook, American Airlines, Boeing, stuff like this. Right? For example, right, you have Twitter and Facebook are in the crosshairs of the Trump administration, blah, 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 blah. Right? So kung kailangan mo ng news on investing or news on the company, you can go to eToro's feed as well. And the funny thing is, you can interact with these people. So tunay na tao sila eh, right? So this person, dahil nga sa post niya, ang daming mga nag-comment. So, somebody says, thanks for sharing. If you could tag me, I would appreciate it. And then nagre-reply siya. So it's basically a community, right? Pwede ka mag-comment, pwede ka mag-like, you can also share. Right? So that's social investing. Yung pinakasikat na feature ng eToro though is copy trading. So I think everybody has seen our ads. Si Steve and Dave. I think mas kilala pa ng mga tao si Steve and Dave than me. But yeah, so
lakas ng retention nun eh.
Yes,
Steve,
Dave. Yeah, like people actually sing it. Some people memorize it, right? It's all over the place.
Papanaginipan ko na siya.
Hopefully hindi naman sa panaginip, right? Baka hindi ka na namin pinapatulog eh. But yeah,
pero
so
ang galing
it's very kasi ano siya eh, it's very easy to understand, right? So if you watch it, mga 1.5 minutes lang naman siya, you'll really understand what copy trading is. So what it is basically is that marami tayong traders, like for example si Steve, right? Steve is a trader. And then si Dave naman, like pinakita dun sa ad, wala akong alam at all, right?
Very relatable
like,
masyado.
oh, right. So like I'm a gamer or I'm into business. I'm too busy with my business. I'm too busy with motherhood, for example, right? You have no interest or you have no time even. What you can do is you can look for people at eToro that you can copy instead. So for example, pwede kang pumili ng kahit sino dito. So for example, let's say you pick this guy, si Olivier Danville, right? Pag kinopya mo siya, whatever he does, whenever na nagtitrade siya or nag-i-invest siya, let's say si Olivier bumili siya ng Facebook, then ikaw din mismo, in your eToro account, bibilhin mo rin yung Facebook. Kumbaga, meron ka ng fund manager in a way. So, ang sasabihin mo basically sa eToro is, here's $1,000, and then to copy whatever Olivier Danville does, right? So kahit tulog ka, kahit busy ka sa business mo, basta nagtitrade si Olivier Danville, ikaw din mismo nagtitrade ka. And we even have people from the Philippines. So this is a pretty old graphic. Pero you can filter out people, for example, traders from the Philippines themselves. Sino ba yung mga Pilipino na sa eToro? Tapos pwede mo makita yung profile nila, same as Facebook, right? And pwede mo silang kopyahin din mismo. So it's all up there. Feel free to play around with it. So that's copy trading.
Okay. Who's doing good now, the Filipino?
Actually, there's quite a lot of them. What I would say though is that you can look at these people, like their usernames are right there. You can search for them. But the good thing with eToro is very transparent siya. So for example, right here, si Ferdinand, you can see na nalulugi siya in the past 12 months. Right. So maybe you wouldn't want to copy him, right? But for example, si John, he's making money, 13%. Or si Matthew, he's making 17%, right? So it's completely up to you. Maybe yun nga. So for example, baka mas mataas yung risk ni William here, right? But you can copy somebody who's more low risk, like si Lisan03, right? So everything is there for you to choose from. There's a lot of people that kumbaga para ka lang talaga nagsa-stalk in a way sa Facebook. And then pipili ka ng trader na gusto mo kopyahin, right? And the best part of this is copy trading is free. You don't pay any commissions on copy trading. Basically, eToro makes money on our spreads. We can go into spreads on another time, but basically that's how eToro makes money.
I was about to ask that about kung walang commission, where do you get your?
It's actually very simple. The way eToro, basically what spreads is, you can think of it as patong namin sa selling price. So, so for example, let's say you want to buy for example, if you're changing your currency, kung bibili ka ng US dollars, pupunta ka sa BDO, sa BPI, sa mga bangko, and iba-iba yung rates na kino-quote nila sa'yo, right? Baka mas mura sa BDO, baka mas mura sa BPI. Yun basically yung patong nila, yun yung spread nila. And that's how eToro makes money as well. So we're very transparent with this din naman. Kung dun sa zero commission offering natin, so right now, eToro doesn't make spreads on US stocks anymore. Kasi yun nga yung pinakita ko kanina eh. So zero commission na talaga siya, right? But on other products, meron tayong spread doon, and that's how we make money. And eventually, kapag nangopya ka ng isang tao, when this trader opens the trade, tapos meron siyang 1,000 people na nangopya sa kanya, the moment he opens the trade, lahat tong 1,000 people na to mag-open din ng trade, right? So that's how eToro basically gets our commissions from. That's how we make money. And what we do is that the reason why copy trading is free for you as a user is we pay our popular investors from our own pockets. So what are popular investors? Sila yung kinokopya mo basically. So these people that you can copy, we have levels for them. So you have Cadet, you have Rising Star, Champion, Elite. You have levels there. And as you prove yourself, basically if you're a good trader, you can go to eToro, have people copy you, and eToro pays you, right?
Wow.
So, yeah, so for example, the highest level, Elite, when you see a green star on their profile, we pay them $1,000 plus 2% of the total amount of money they're managing. So
wow, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's very good.
Very
so
good.
It's actually higher than what fund managers from investment banks sometimes makes. It's very big actually. So if you're a good trader, for example, right, you may not know it, but if you have the right skills, right? And if you learn it and then you're a good trader, people can copy you and you can earn money from there as well. On top of your investment. So that's the Popular Investor Program. I won't go too much into it. What I would like to end though by really encouraging everybody to try it out. Obviously, you don't want to invest money when you're not ready yet. So what we want to encourage you to do is to be ready for it. So opening an eToro account is completely free. You get a 100,000 practice account. I think you should have a link later, Joyce, there, but they can sign up there. Basically, once you sign up for an eToro account, go to your virtual account and you'll see $100,000 there. Hindi mo siya ma-withdraw, sayang, because it's demo money. But using this,
Grabe, libre na nga lang, withdraw pa. Okay.
But what you can do with this 100,000 is you can use it to copy people. Yeah, you can use it to invest. If you're thinking of, for example, subukan ko nga mag-invest in Facebook, subukan ko nga mag-invest in Netflix. You can try it using the virtual account. And then once na mas sanay ka na, once mas confident ka na sa sarili mo, then you can deposit. You can deposit anytime you want. We accept local online banking, BDO, BPI, stuff like this. But the first step really is to test it out and try it yourself. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, they need help, feel free to send me an email. My email is not here, but I'll send it to you, Joyce, so you can tell them. So if anybody has any questions, you can send me an email. Sometimes hindi ko siya maabutan. I will pass it on to my colleagues, but you can be sure that somebody will help you get started as well. So thank you very much for having me, Joyce.
Thank you so much, Sir Jeff Guo. So, ayan. So, yeah, that ends our part 1. I want a part 2 sana.
Yes, of
This
course.
is like sobrang brief lang talaga. So, mabilis lang din tong part 2 natin. But, ayan, something to look forward to ng mga viewers natin. Thank you so much, Sir Jeff. And sana game ka pa for the part 2. So,
Very happy.